Okay, so in the previous Excel video or flood prevention and detection technologies, we discussed on the VLOOKUP function. So today we are going to focus on the filter function. So for the filter, we are going to do the function and the way the filter works. So to start with, we're going to see what's this filter all about and its use in flood prevention and detection technologies. So we are saying the filter function in Excel is used to return a specific data from a range based on one or more conditions. Okay, so we can see that we can set up a condition to filter out things. So I can give an example. If you want to filter out a name, that's one condition. But again, we can say let's filter out this other thing. Okay, that becomes another condition. So that's the meaning. So it helps extract relevant data dynamically without manually sorting or searching. So the word dynamically is more like automatic. Okay, we can do an automatic search without us manually conducting that search. Okay, so that's the meaning there, and it can sort data. Okay, so it can be used in fraud detection, fraud prevention and detection technologies to identify malicious IPs quickly, analyze fraudulent transactions, tracking phishing attacks, real-time monitoring and incident response. So that will be explained once we look at an example we have in Excel. So the example we have all these slides and this example to be posted, okay, to be posted, it's already posted by the way. You can access this on the link in the description or from the link from the previous video if you want. So here we have this table. Okay, so we'll start with the function itself. So remember, we are looking at the filter function because a VLOOKUP function had limitations. For example, you can only search for one specific thing and not multiple things. But here you can see that we can filter out multiple things or certain conditions. So there are three types of filtering. So this is the data we have for Kapasa Makassar University website traffic report by the intrusion detection system. So we have the IP addresses, we have the status, we have the threat level, type of attack, recommended action, and here we have we can search for a severity level and we see the results for the status, threat level, and so on. So I was saying we have types of filtering. Okay, the first type of filtering we have is what we call a single value filtering. So here we are targeting a single value to filter out something. So in result 1, which is B16, I would like to filter out a single value depending on the threat level. Okay, so inside B16, here we are going to start with our filter. See equal sign, then the function is filter. Then for a filter, we need to specify the array or the data set of our interest. So in this case, our data set is starting at this first IP address all the way to this last box. Okay, so you can see that we have highlighted F4 all the way to E13, which is our array. So we can see we need to put a comma here. So I'll say a comma, then we need to include. Now what are we including? Remember, here I just want to see, I want to specify a single value based on the threat level. So I want to include this part for the threat level starting at this box all the way to that last cell. So once this is included, I need to specify a value which I'm looking for with an equal sign. So I'll say equal, then what value am I looking for? In this case, if I want to see all levels which are high, I'll just say double quotation because it's It's not a number, that's a string. Then I'm going to type in the value which is high. So we are trying to filter out in this search only these things which are indicated as high. Okay. Now once we do that, I'll put a comma. Now we can see it's written if empty. So if this value you are looking for is not a variable, what should we comment? So you can give a comment with the double quotations, maybe to say, maybe we can say none, or you can say threat level not found. So just to repeat, each formula starts with an equal sign, filter is our function, then we are targeting from A4 or to E18 as our data set to array, which is this. Then here we want to include this data set which only contains threat levels, and we are targeting a string or a value which is equal to high. Okay, then we want to give a comment to say if this is not found, you can print out none. So once you press enter, you can see that our filter has filtered out all the results which are containing threat level of high. So this is what we call a single value filtering. So here we targeted this specific threat level which is high. Yeah, so now let's assume we want to change this value. Okay, we want to change this value now. From this high, maybe we say low. So we can see if we filter out something which is low, we expect to see one result. Okay, so once I press enter, okay, by the way, it's 1, 2, so we have these two results which are low, and we are able to filter out these things. Okay, now in a case that what you are filtering, such as this, does not exist, let me say I put a threat level which is not a variable by saying maybe hey. So this is not part of this threat level. So it will print out none, because none is a comment which should display if something is not found. So you can see it's printing out none. But this comment you are seeing is actually optional. So in a case whereby we don't want to print out this none, we'll just get rid of that comment. Then when I press enter, we can see we have this error message indicating that a particular string wasn't found, but our formula is correct. So if I put in something which is valid, such as critical, because we can see that critical appears here, so it will search for a string which is critical and it will give us the result, but it's not an error. Okay, so that comment we had, which was none, was just a comment to display to us if there's an error which we encounter. So this is a single value filter search. So up next we go to the next type, which we call the multiple value search filtering. So in this type, we are going to search for two or more strings. So we'll start with an equal sign, then we'll say filter. Okay. So here the array is our data set. So we are going to select this data set we have. Then I'll put a comma. Then we want to include, what do you want to include? So in this case, I want to include two things for my search. Okay, two things for my search. So I want to search for the status, and I also want to search for the threat level. So my first search is for the status, so I'll focus on this status. Then this should be equal to a certain value. So under status, if you can see, we have malicious, suspicious, blacklisted, clean, compromised, under investigation, safe, and whitelisted. So here, if I want to focus on something which is just malicious under status, I'll use double quotes because it's a string and say malicious. So once I focus on malicious, I need to introduce an open bracket and a closed bracket here, because here I'm trying to indicate that this is my first value. Remember, this is not a single value, it's a multiple value. So I introduce a star, acts as and logic in this case. So we are trying to add two or more strings together or conditions. So this is the first condition we have, and want to add another condition. So I open up a bracket, and this condition I'm saying I also want to specify the threat level I want. So in this case I want this threat level. Then I'll put an equal sign and specify what I want to filter. So I want to filter out something which is high. So remember, for high, it can be either malicious, it can be compromised, or it can be malicious again. So once I say high, what will happen is that since here we've already said we want to filter out something which is malicious and something which is high, we'll ignore this threat level which is compromised, okay? Because we are just targeting something which is malicious. That's the meaning. So now we can see we need to put a comma. Then we have the if empty. So if this is empty, what should we comment? So again, maybe we can comment maybe invalid or anything you'd like, then you close that. So once I press enter, you can see that our filter has searched for something which has a status of malicious and threat level of high, ignoring this threat level which was actually compromised. But in the first example for a single, if you can remember, in the first example for a single, we didn't have this part, okay? We didn't have this part in this bracket, and here we said high. So I just want to take you back to notice one thing. So once you press enter, just a minute. So actually, this is here because we are talking about the threat level. So once we press enter, here we got results which was actually high, but we also considered something which was compromised. But in that second multiple search we did, what we were doing is that we were focusing on two things, malicious and the high status. So just trying to bring the things back. So here we also had this part which was for the status, and we said it should be equal to malicious. So this was the way it was, malicious, long spelling, malicious, like that. So once I press enter, you can see that now we are ignoring something which is compromised, but it's still high, but we've ignored it. So that's how we use the multiple value filtering search. So now we come to the last type, which is the dynamic filter search. Okay. So for the dynamic, actually it's automated. We allow a user to enter a certain value or string. So in this case, we have the severity level, and this box we are allowing a user to enter something. So in this case, I'll focus on this box as my search point. So we'll start with an equal sign again, then we'll say filter. Now for the array, it's just our data set. We include everything like that. Then we'll come to the include part. So what part do you want to include? So if you want to search, maybe we want to search by the severity level, which is the threat level, we are going to include this part, which has all these threat levels. Then it should be equal to what? Now, this won't be equal to high, medium, critical, low, none, or whatsoever, because we want a user to enter these severity levels or threat levels in this box, which is actually B15, as you can see. So once I write B15, it means that in this box, we are allowing a user to enter the severity level which we are going to filter out. So comma, then here we need to put a comment if empty. So the comment is optional, as I've said. Maybe you can say anything, okay? You can put any comment. So once I press enter, it's saying invalid because nothing has been searched in here. But if you search for a risk level or severity level such as I, to give you the results. If you search for something which is low, to give you the results. If you search for none, again it will give you the results. Critical, to give you the results. Then if you search for maybe medium, again it will give you the results. But the moment you search for something which is not there, you say invalid, okay? But in a case whereby, again, you didn't specify this comment, it means that there will be an error code, which is this in our case. So, but if you search for something, the error will disappear because the formula is correct. Okay. So, now since we've talked about all the types of filtering, let's just see the simplest way you can filter out your data. So the first thing is to highlight everything you have, such as this data set or array. Then you are going to see this symbol, which is filter, sort and filter. So I'm going to target filter. Then once I press on filter, you can see that now we have the drop down buttons, okay? So these things, if you want to filter something by its maybe threat level, we're going to click on that. Then maybe we can just search for maybe high, something which is high. Then we say okay. Then it will just filter out something which is high. So we can do the same by either now saying we just want something which is malicious based on the previous codes for multiple search I gave you. So we can do that. We just concentrate something which is high and malicious. Okay. So Control Z to go back to our default. So yeah, that's it. So basically, you can also navigate to your data. Then here we can see we are filtered, and you can apply the same things. So again, Control Z to get rid of those filter things. Then those are the ways where now you can filter out your data. So coming back to the slides, here we can see we have the syntax of the filter, which has been discussed. So skip this. Then we have the usage. So usage, we can have a filter based on a single condition, which we discussed, where we had one single string, or we can have a filter based on multiple conditions, which we had first condition, malicious, and second condition, which was high. So, or we can have filtered data dynamically, where we allowed a certain cell to be searched by the user or administrator. So these are the types of usages we have, and all these things you are seeing are just basically the things I've demonstrated. So with this, you can see that filter overcomes some of the limitations for VLOOKUP. So this marks the end of this particular video. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video. My name is Asoko James, representing KMU Cybersecurity Tutorials, ICT Society, and Cyber 3.